Hello, you're watching English New on Hanoi Radio and Television. I'm Hong Nguyen. Let's take a look at today's headlines. Hanoians visit pagodas on Lunar New Year. Vietnamese state program in Thăng Long Imperial Citadel. Artworks bearing the souls of people. Visiting pagodas on the first day of the Lunar New Year is an age-old tradition of the Vietnamese people. On Saturday, or the second day of the Lunar New Year, many Hanoians enjoy a warm day and visited pagodas to pray for their families in the New Year. Relic sites in the capital city drew a large number of visitors. On Saturday morning, after extending New Year wishes to parents, the Phungs decided to visit Tao Sek Pagoda. In their formal custom, they offer incense to the Buddhas and pray for the best for their family. For the Vietnamese people, visiting pagodas on the very first day of the Lunar New Year is a chance for them not only to pray for the best, but also to mingle themselves in a ritual atmosphere and understand the national traditions. Everyone prays for a peaceful and prosperous country as well as happy families. In contrast to the normally quiet and deserted atmosphere, pagodas on this day are always crowded. Everything seems to have a new appearance filled with happiness. At holy places, people open their hearts to one another. The pagoda bells amidst cloud of incense make everybody feel peaceful. A new spring has come all over the country. By visiting pagodas to pray for the best, everyone has a warm and happy spring in their souls. A program has been held by Thăng Long Heritage Preservation Center to recreate Vietnamese traditional celebration of Lunar New Year in a cozy, solemn, and profoundly folkloric space designed to recall the sweet memories of the traditional New Year celebration, preserve and bring into full play the nation's traditional culture. The children come play in the spacious yard of the main gate, while adults passionately explore the exhibition on the memories of date in Hanoi. All are eager to play folk games. The Vietnamese state program, including exhibition and heritage education events, which will last until the end of the first lunar month, has started with the Vietnamese state program for children designed to help them understand and experience the nation's traditional celebration of the Lunar New Year. The erections of the bamboo tree and offering of the incense are followed by the national music performances, water puppet, and traditional martial art shows to serve visitors. From the second day of the Lunar New Year, Thăng Long Imperial Citadel is open for free for all visitors to enjoy traditional entertainments and folk games. For generations, the Vietnamese have preserved the New Year's traditional custom of asking for calligraphic words, which are written by calligraphers usually on a large piece of paper and carry wishes, educational meanings, or mottos. The words are skillfully written in a beautiful way called calligraphic art. Asking for and giving calligraphic words has long been a traditional culture of Vietnamese traditional Lunar New Year. A calligraphic work requires not only skillfulness but also hard training by calligrapher, as calligraphic art has many complicated and strict regulations. Besides beautiful illustration, calligraphic words also write souls and knowledge. They can even become artworks when calligrapher turn words into pictures. This way of writing is considered the peak of calligraphic art. Besides synonym characters, calligraphy of Quốc ngữ, the current romanized writing system of the Vietnamese language, was born in the 1950s and 1960s. Despite its not too long history, the calligraphy of Quốc ngữ characters has gradually reached these art top positions thanks to writers' creativity. Calligraphers can use the beauties of words and ink to train their souls, while word seekers can also improve their spiritual and cultural life via these talented artworks. Word written in many different ways based on writer moods, styles, and creativity also bear their own souls, which honor calligraphic art values. Vietnamese has the tradition of asking for calligraphic works by old calligraphers, especially with whitening hair and beard, due to their belief in their moralities and knowledge. Currently, many young calligraphers are training hard to take over and develop the thousand-year art and the nation's traditions of respecting the teachers and ethics. In the modern society, when the world is flat and people can move from place to place easily, more Vietnamese people live, study, and work abroad. When the Lunar New Year comes, the Vietnamese overseas are busy with their preparations to bring the home atmosphere to themselves, families, and friends. Please visit a Vietnamese families in Melbourne, Victoria, one of the 3 states in Australia with the biggest Vietnamese communities, and see how they celebrate the Lunar New Year. Mrs. Luan and her family have settled in Melbourne, Australia for more than 10 years, and they have celebrated the Lunar New Year away from homeland since then. She can't buy peach branches or kumquat trees in this land, but flowers of vibrant colors are all integral part of their celebration. This year, the Lunar New Year falls on Thursday and Friday, so the Vietnamese there have to work as any other Australians. Today is the second day of the Lunar New Year. Her families and two other families are able to gather and wish each other the best for the New Year. To feast her families and friends, Mrs. Luan has prepared the most special foods for the Vietnamese Lunar New Year, such as chương cakes, fried spring rolls, young bamboo shoot soups, and meatball soup. For her, the foods represent the soul of her motherland. The traditional celebration of the New Year is a way to show the pride of her homeland and to teach the Vietnamese children who were born and grew up in the land 1,000 miles from their homeland to better understand the tradition and traditional Lunar New Year. Yên Sở commune in Hoài Đức district has long been well known for its gai cakes. Gai cakes may be made in many other areas, but only those made in Yên Sở commune are so special because the material is sourced from the Ḓài River deltas and the cakes are wrapped with coconut leaves. Even the oldest people in the village don't know when the traditional gai cake making method was first created. They only know that over the last 100 years, the cakes have been an integral part of the people's life and celebration of the Lunar New Year. Gai cakes are made all year round, but before the Lunar New Year, the business become more busted as all people and all families are busy making the cakes. On this occasion, all families in Yên Sở commune, rich and poor, make dozens of cakes themselves to offer their ancestors first and then give their relative living away from home. The most experienced cake makers in Yên Sở village say that to make delicious cakes, the ingredients such as the best glutinous rice, the best sugar should well be selected, especially its main ingredient, the Bohemia knife leaves, which should be big size, thick and clean, dry, rounded into small pieces, then mixed with the glutinous rice. The leaves give the cakes the typical black color. The cakes are filled with mainly with green beans and also lotus seeds and coconuts, which make the cake sweet, cool, and tasty. In Lunar New Year, Yên Sở gai cakes are the best favorite food, which many people choose to present their relative and enjoy alongside many other special foods. Đắc Sở commune in Hoài Đức district has long been known as the largest Buddha fruit growing area in Hanoi, which generates an income of hundreds of millions dong per hectare. The Buddha fruit grown here is consumed all over the country. This Lunar New Year, Mr. Nguyễn Phú Dũng and his family prepared 200 Buddha's hand fruit bonsai trees. He said that the bonsai tree growing requires hard work and high skills. The more fruit a tree bears, the higher price fetch. The beauty of a Buddha's hand fruit bonsai tree is judged on its greenness, bearing both yellow and green fruits. The fruit look like the Buddha hands. In addition to a spiritual meaning, the fruit retains aroma for a long time. So it is a favorite fruit to be offered to the ancestor on the first day, 15th day of the lunar month and the Lunar New Year. At the moment, farmers in Đắc Sở commune grow the Buddha fruit trees in over 100 hectares, and it is the main source of income for 80% of the households in the commune. It has been proven as highly economically efficient business, so the cultivation area expanded. That's all the news for today. Thank you for watching. See you tomorrow.